Look, I don't know about y'all, but this Nipsey Hustle stuff is just crazy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just got a lot of questions. And I'm going to start with this getaway driver. We still don't know who she is and what her name is, where she from, how old she is. None of that. If that lady wasn't tracked down from that license plate number, she would have never reached out to LAPD to give them a statement. And the statement that she gave, that TMZ put out, it didn't make any sense. First, she was saying in a statement that she gave TMZ that she had just met him. But an invoice from, I guess, some car lot where she was getting her car serviced last year in June stated that she knew him last year in June because Eric Holder had took the car to be serviced last year in June. But she told TMZ she had just met him. She didn't know too much about him. I don't get that, y'all. The lady is a liar. I never heard of someone aiding and abetting someone in a felony crime and the police letting them go. It doesn't make sense. This is not a scripted reality TV show. This is real life. They just let her go. And to this day, the media hasn't put out a face. They ain't put a picture out on her, a name, address, age, nothing. That don't make sense to me. The man Cowboy, Nipsey Hussle friend, said that Eric Holder was going to the burger spot on the same lot to get some food back to the getaway driver. If you taking this man somewhere to get some food, why park in the alley? That don't make sense. Why not park on the lot? Baby, you parked in an alley. He went and committed that crime and came back to the car and y'all pulled off. Everything hit the airwaves. You called LAPD to give a statement, a half-ass statement, and they just let you go. Doesn't make sense. Back to Cowboy, Nipsey Hussle's childhood friend, business partner, whatever. He's saying that they didn't know Eric Holder. He just walked up to them that day, introduced himself as a bullshit rapper, whatever, this, that, and the third. But why so much hatred to kill one man and shoot two others? Doesn't make sense. So who put out the snitch story? Because before he gave that statement to police, or after, I don't know, it's just all over the place. Nipsey Hussle supposedly ran him off the property because he was a snitch. If you don't know him, how you know he a snitch? Snitch on who? About what? To who? Was it that he knew him or he didn't? I'm not getting this, y'all. Either you know him or you don't. I got questions. His brother made it to the crime scene before EMT and the police did. How is that possible? Because I'm sure somebody called the police and the ambulance before they called his brother. I don't get that either. 3 people were shot. Nipsey was one of those people, and he died. But in the surveillance video, we see the blurry surveillance video. We see Nipsey hit the ground and another guy hit the ground and 2 run off. And it was a lady in her car. She saw what was going on. She ran out of her car, ran back to her car, then ran out of her car again. Who identified him? The incident happened on a Sunday. He was put out in the media Monday. He was captured Tuesday. If they didn't know who he was, who identified him? If he just introduced himself to them that day, I'm more than sure he did not give them his real name. He did not walk up to Nipsey and Nipsey's friend Cowboy and said, "My name is Eric Holder." Who identified him? This stuff don't make no sense, y'all. You got so many conspiracy theories out. It started with the Dr. Sebi, whatever, documentary. That don't make no sense. Because if he was to put out a documentary in honor of Dr. Sebi to empower black people, educate black people about sexually transmitted disease and how to cure them naturally, how is that a problem? A lot of that information has been out for years. How is that a problem? Then they saying it was gang related because he was trying to reunite and empower the black community to come together, to educate them economically. How is that a problem? Because at the end of the day, all this information has been out for years and black people still don't comprehend and haven't came together. So, what's the problem? I'm not understanding this. If I didn't know no better, because I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I would say that it was an inside job because they paint him as a random. And if he's just some random broke bum gang member that didn't know Nipsey, why so much rage in the way that you shot and killed these people? You walked up on them in broad daylight, you shot them, you walked off, came back, shot them again, walked off, came back, shot them again, walked off, came back, kicked them, then ran. Why so much rage? His target was Nipsey Hussel. This was a orchestrated assassination. But from who and why? It doesn't make sense. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I just got questions and opinions. I ain't got no theory. How would he know that Nipsey would be there that day at that very moment? It's not like he was just out waiting in the alley for days, because Nipsey don't be at that store every day. He don't be on that block every day, all day. So how would he know that he was there at that very moment? Who hired Chris Darden to be his attorney? Because what the media has put out, he's a broke ass, bum ass nigga struggling to be a rapper. He didn't hire him because Vlad TV put out that someone represented Chris Darden for him. Who did that? Who and why? See, that's where it started right there with Christopher Darden. You follow that money trail, you'll find more culprits. Christopher Darden is being used too. But by who and why? Who wanted this man dead so bad to kill him in broad daylight in front of all these cameras? And mind you, Christopher Darden knows something that we don't know. In that surveillance video that has been put out, we don't see a face, y'all. All we see is figures. Who identified him? Who is the eyewitness? Because to our knowledge, nobody on Nipsey's team or Nipsey knew this man. Who identified him so quickly? Because they had a name the next day, and the day after that, they made an arrest. How was that possible? And why was this man trying to check himself in at a mental hospital? Mental clinic, mental whatever you want to call it. Why was he there? To check himself in. I'm just trying to figure out who identified him with a name. Because a picture, they didn't just put his picture out first, y'all. They didn't just say this is a suspect. They had a name with it. So did they link the name with the license plate? How did they get an invoice on service for the car? Because when you run a license plate, all you get is who the car is registered to. How did they find out where the car had been serviced for maintenance? And Eric Holder had brought the car in to be serviced. How did they get his name? Is what I don't understand. How did they get an invoice from a license plate? Because stuff like that just don't pop up under a license plate. A license plate and who the car registered to, that pops up. But not where you getting your car maintenance. And who was the other two guys that ran off? All we saw was Nipsey and another guy fall. Two other guys ran off. Who are those two guys? But they told us 3 people got shot. One still in the hospital, and one was treated on the scene. and his wounds wasn't critical. They wasn't serious as Nipsey. This stuff don't make sense, y'all. That's 4 people. Them people start scattering out like roaches when that man walked up on them. Nipsey and another guy hit the ground. 2 ran off. Lady in the car. She was in her car, got out her car, ran, went back to her car, cut it out, whatever she was doing, got out, and ran again. I don't know, y'all. Is this a case of black people killing black people? And then with Christopher Darden, whatever. So, is it a case of black people killing black people who's got black people defending black people who kill black people? I don't know, y'all. This is crazy. I'm so confused. Is it black on black crime? Or black people defending black on black crime? Or black people covering up black on black crime for white people? I just don't get it. Who wanted this man dead? And why? Was it just Eric Holder? Or somebody else? I don't get it. What did this man do so bad somebody wanted him dead? Eric Holder by himself or somebody else? I'm going to tell you another thing that I don't understand about black people. I get that he was doing a whole lot of positive things in the community. But he wasn't a saint, y'all. He was a known gang member. And less than a year ago, he was down to the BET slapping somebody in the face. And people were celebrating that. But when somebody touched him, that energy changed. Now, I'm not saying that warranted his death. I'm just saying he wasn't a saint. And I also want to know who killed the man and why. Why would you want this man dead so bad if he was such a positive person? I don't get it. I just don't get it. But I do know one thing for sure and two for certain. In high-profile cases, you got to follow the money. When you follow the money, you'll get a lot of answers in the crime. Who's going to be bold enough to do that, though? What? Like, what is it that Chris Darden know that we don't know yet? Because he knows something, y'all. He ain't taking that case pro bono. That man got paid to do that. He ain't clout chasing. Everybody already know who he is. Do he think that he can get him off? Or do he plan on not getting him off to prove a point? It's crazy. I don't know. Is this another Biggie and Tupac situation? Because rumors still circulating that who did what with that, and ain't nobody ever been arrested. Will this case end up like that? With all the evidence put out there so far, will Eric Holder really serve his time, or will he be free?